Hello, hello. Welcome on in. Happy Monday. How is everyone doing? I myself am a little sick. I've had a sore throat all weekend. I slept 14 hours today. But I've taken my pills, and if there's one thing I want to do today, it's play some Serpent, so we're gonna do that at least, and that's gonna make me feel a little bit better. And of course, as usual, I'm gonna say, oh, maybe a short stream today, and we're gonna go for ages. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. There could be a lot of talking involved, like reading out dialogue, and I don't know how much I can endure of that, so we'll just play it by ear. It's fine. Stardrop Thistledown, welcome on in. Good to see a fellow Aussie. Mzizzy, reading is for nerds. Hi, welcome on in. Welcome in, fellow nerd. Got the cat cam going. He's on the sofa. See if we can focus that a little bit better. That's why you're here. It's good to see you. Yeah, okay, we've got an ear there. And I think that's her tail. A big fuzzy blob. So yeah, let's see how far I can get today. We did the Knights test last episode. Let's start up the old game. We could watch the intro again, actually. It'll spare my voice for a few precious seconds.
My liege, all we found among Battlin's belongings was this enchanted scroll, and a map showing the way to a place called the Serpent Isle.
Indeed. Put it on the table. Stand back!
Batlin, in the unlikely event that the Avatar stops me from coming through the Black Gate, I command you to follow the unwitting female human Gweno to the Serpent Isle.
The Guardian could
There
really
I shall
use a
outline
visit
my
to the dentist.
plan to destroy Britannia.
'Tis my worst fear. I must send the Avatar through the pillars to the Serpent Isle.
Lord British wishes his castle was this big. Ultima 7 Part 2. Serpent Isle. It does, like, constantly compete with me for which one of these is my favorite. Ultima 7 Part 1 or 2. I guess I can just say Ultima 7 in general is my favorite. Let's journey onward. So where were we? Last week we did the Knights test, and we discovered that all of those like cyclopses that got summoned and the fireballs, traps, and all those sort of thing, not actually supposed to be there. Actually, they had ramped up the difficulty, hoping to just kill me. And we've collected some. Well, we've picked up the wolf totem, which is our representative, and we've got the meat from it, so they'll turn it into a big feast for us. But we've got some evidence saying, you know, take care of the Avatar, what have you. I've paid you to fulfill a task, blah blah blah. Dispose of the Avatar quickly. Destroy this note. Don't you love it when you find a note saying destroy this note? Yeah, aside from confronting whoever has done this to us, maybe we'll find out soon, we've done the test now, so we can get to enjoy the feast. We'll get a fancy tattoo that indicates we're part of the wolf guild. And finally, people in this city will start treating us like they're equal. We have really different strengths. Part 1 had breadth, Part 2 has depth, and it's more linear. Also key bindings. Moody Mystery, welcome on in. How are you doing, friend? I'm a little sick, but we'll see how we go. Yeah, I agree, Stardrop Thistledown. They both use the same engine, but they approach the storytelling in different ways. Serpent Isle, yeah, much more linear, but the constraints that it puts on your ability to wander around mean that they can really have control over the narrative, and you know, they can do things like take away your inventory at many parts during the game and force you to do things with a limited amount of resources. Part 1, Black Gate, you know, it was so expansive and open world in a time when that wasn't really commonplace, and you could go anywhere, do anything. It had that verisimilitude of a real, actual world that you could live in, which we did, me and my sister, back in the day, quite a lot. You know, we played it a bit like we would play The Sims, and just ignore the main quest and go build a house somewhere. So, YOLO here is trapped. Please free thine own friend. There has been a terrible mistake, milady. That storm transported me to this odd city. Because I am a stranger, they arrested me. They say that I am an enchanter. Speak to Lord Marston and win my freedom. I know thou shalt not leave me. So that's another incentive for doing the Knight's Test early on, is that we can release YOLO from jail. But like I said, I think there is dialogue in the game, even as far as the Mage Island, Moonshade, that's written assuming that you haven't done the Knight's Test yet. So I think it's possible, if you really want to, just ignore Monitor from the start. It's possible to ignore it for a fairly long time until you absolutely have to have sort of quested in all 3 cities to be able to move on. So it looks like it's nighttime, and we've got a bunch of people to talk to maybe in the daytime. How about... Yeah, there's the furrier, except she's asleep at the moment. We'll see if we can wake her up, but it's more likely than not that we have to wait. Hi. I am Cilia, the furrier. What may I do for thee, stranger? I slew this magical wolf that appeared, and apparently it's like my totem animal. Could you make a cloak out of it, please? Now that thou hast completed the test, I must make a cloak for thee from the skin of the animal thou didst slay. When I am in my shop, bring the body which thou didst obtain at the Knight's Test. Okay, bye. As expected, we've got to wait for people to actually be awake and during business hours. So let's just set up camp here, maybe, in the fancy hall. We'll go to sleep in Lord Marston's office. There's our bedroll. In how many hours shall we awaken thee, Poggers? Let's get a good 8 hours of sleep. I myself had 14 this morning, but that's because I'm just a little bit sick. Arise, Poggers, 'tis time to continue the quest. Honestly, if it was any other game that we're playing today, I would have probably just cancelled stream. But Serpent Isle, I know for certainty that... oh, hello, honey. This is a game I could play even if I'm dying of the plague, and it's nice to stream it, and I want to share it with you all. Hope that you get to feeling better. Thank you, Modi. I hope so too. It's a bit fiddly with my... a lot of my hormones are on manual, so I have to manually up my dosage of certain pills. 1/4 of a millennium ago, the man-daemon Lord British impressed upon the citizens of Caesarea his 8 virtues. Most of the citizens were deluded into believing that his way of life was just and fair. Some were strong enough to oppose his rule, and fled to begin their own civilization, free of the oppressive autocracy. These brave folk, led by a mage whose bravery is now sadly forgotten, ventured out to sea with little idea as to their destination. Only a firm belief that Lord British was a tyrant whose rule was not to be tolerated. Erstam led them to a large island, which was instantly christened New Caesarea. The land's name was changed shortly thereafter to Serpent after the strange ruins found there. There were 3 principal groups who left Caesarea: the mages of the moon, the chivalrous folk of the 2 Montours, and the folk of the port city of Fawn. Each had their own reasons for joining in the emigration. The mages, because they felt that certain of Lord British's virtues were unrealistic. The Fawnese, because Lord British had failed to acknowledge a 9th virtue, beauty. And the brave folk of Monitor, because of their belief that courage ranked above all else. Darn, a bunch of Lord British haters. Yeah. This will become plot relevant later. Are you listening, Iolo and Shimino? Have you taken notes on the fact that the people of this area don't like Lord British? Guide to Knighthood. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, let's talk to Lord Marston about becoming a knight. You can find him. Ah, these 2 pikemen. Where would Lord Marston be at this hour? Who lives here? Well, whoever it is, they're 9 monetary short. We might just have to leave the area and come back before Lord Marston shows his face. It's a very pretty town hall area. No, I mean, there's Spector. It's another nice touch in this game that you click people and you get their actual names once you've learned their names. I tried that earlier in Black Gate, just misremembering that would happen there too, but it doesn't. There's a training hall here. That's right, people do a bunch of training in the morning because they're all muscleheads. Greetings, poggers. What is thy business with me? I want to be a knight. Congratulations! Thou dost not even need to tell me. I can see thou hast triumphed in the dungeon. Now thou must prepare for thy banquet, at which thou wilt become a knight of Monitor. Thou wouldst be a poor knight without a mark. Seek out Lydia, for she will give thee the tattoo of knighthood. In the dungeon thou didst slay the animal which the ashes of good Nordir did send to thee. Now bring the animal's body to Celia the furrier. From the carcass she shall make thy cloak of knighthood. The traditional meal of the banquet is a stew made from the meat of the animal thou didst slay. Yeah, you made that joke last week, Moody. You're getting repetitive. Bring the meat to Lucilla in the pub, and she shall prepare the feast. When thou hast finished thy work, then thy knighting can occur. Cool. The enchanter, can we set him free yet? If only thou wert a knight, then I could let thee vouch for thy friend and let him free. Was Lord Marston in Aber? He might have been. He's got the right hairstyle for it. But thou art merely a stranger here. Alright, see ya. He is Lord Marston. That's just a fighter. That's man. And this is female pikeman. Could have called her a pike woman. I don't know. We have not had many strangers in our town lately. Let me introduce myself. I'm Shazana, a knight of the leopards. Hey, Emmy, it's you. It's got the eye patch again. Leopards? The wolves and the bears are full of dreams. We leopards are realistic. We live one day at a time. And your duties? What business is this of thine? If thou dost wish to train with me, then meet me at the list field at noon. If not, then be on thy way. Okay. This one's the incredibly sus guy. I am Brendan, stranger, and thou art the most beautiful creature I have ever seen. Oh, jeez. I'm impressed you remembered my good joke. How could I forget, Moody? And what are your duties? I am the leader of the command of the wolf. Like all of the wolves, I am a warrior of cunning as well as strength. When I recover the helm of Monitor from the goblins, then my prowess will be known to all. I shall become the next champion knight of Monitor. Then glory will be mine, and the ladies will truly fawn on me. Shouldn't you go to the town called Fawn if you want ladies to fawn? No, I don't know. But I should not be speaking with thee until thou dost become a knight of Monitor. Speak with Marston about that. Okay, fine. See, now he's Brendan. And I think we've met that dude already. He's the other guy. Let's become a knight before we actually try talking to more people, because they won't keep snubbing us. Okay. It's daylight. First things first, let's get the cloak made. I think that also actually takes in-game time, so, you know, we need to give her time to get it done. Glad to see thee again, milady. What may I do for thee? I killed the wolf. Now that thou hast completed the test, I must make a cloak for thee from the skin of the animal thou didst slay. Give to me the body. Ooh, 'tis a large one. The Avatar is quite skilled at killing large animals. Thanks, Shamino. Return in 1 day. I shall have thy cloak by then. Man, we've got to wait an entire day. Alright, bye. Got to talk to Lydia about getting the stew made. And of course the inn is exactly where I remember it being. Yeah, yes. Perfect. Hello again. I have this banquet stew that needs to be done. Very good. Now that I have the meat, thy stew will be ready for the banquet. Thy banquet will be held at the Knight's Banquet Hall. It is located south of the pub. Thou shalt find it on Banquet Hall Road. Ah, in the Banquet Hall district. Yes, of course. Alright, bye. We know your name, right? Yeah. Oh no, damn storms. Same as I'm experiencing in real life. Oh, you've got teleport storms, Moody Mystery. That's rough. But, you know, just leave a few odds and ends outside and see if they get transmuted into something that's more useful. Lydia's Tattoo Parlor. Alright, let's get a tattoo from this lady that doesn't like us very much. I am Lydia. What can I do for thee, my lady? Thunderstorms, but you have a great idea. I need a tattoo. Thou hast earned the right to wear the knight's tattoo. Without it, one cannot be inducted into one's knighthood. Since thou didst slay the wolf in the test, thou art slated to receive the mark of the wolf. Art thou ready to obtain thy tattoo? Will it hurt? Will it hurt? Thou art not fit to be a knight of Monitor. Thou dost shame all womankind by thy cowardice. Away! Okay, just let me... Dupre, some liquid courage, please. Oh, right, you're busy with holding those bodies. Just put that down in this tattoo parlor for a moment. Yes, here we go. Alright, I'm ready. Hello, my lady. I need a tattoo. Now stand the right. Since thou did slay the wolf, ready to obtain the tattoo. Yes. We shall now begin the process. This will hurt, but as a warrior thou art accustomed to suffering. Whoops. It is done. Use a cloth to soak up the blood. Thou dost look magnificent, Avatar. Good morning, Eleonora. How are you? Welcome on in. Quite becoming, poggers. Can we use the mirror? Not bad looking. How truly beautiful, Avatar. Thanks, Shimeno. As thou art not. Damn right, Dupre. Thou art dung, Dupre. Let us press on, Avatar. Thou dost not want her to show precisely how ugly thou art. Thou impudence not. Now, boys, stop fighting. I don't actually have a rag to soak up the blood, do I? Unless there's something in these drawers? Nope. Dupre, really. Doing okay, how are you? I'm actually a bit sick, Eleonora. I've been kind of off all weekend. I slept 14 hours this morning. And I've got a sore throat. But I've taken all my medicine, and we'll see how far we can go with playing the game and reading out dialogue. And because this game, I love it to bits. I can't not play this game. If it was something else, I would have cancelled stream. If you're giving me a tattoo, I do not want to hear whoops. Yes. Feel better soon. Thank you so much. All right. So, yeah, we've got our tattoo. The stew is being made. Our cloak is being made. We've got the rest of the day off. We can just wander around town. Hello, doggy. Doggo's following us. Hello, cool cat. Yes, you can see the puppy in the puppy cam. She's behaving herself today and actually staying in one spot to be on camera. So one place we could go is to... Oh, no, it went too far up. Hey, look at this cool ruin in the middle of town. Nice touch, lad. Maybe we could redo some of the ruin and make ourselves a house here. But, yeah. I was talking last week about sources of income. Oh, hang on. We've got a quest coming up. Thou dost look terrible, Poggers. I think thou hast been struck by some terrible malady. Thou needest a healer. Yeah, I don't feel too well, and I have a bright green outline. How strange. Let's look at our stats page. Yeah, we're poisoned. How weird. How could we have picked up this poison? Ow. It's quite nasty poison too. Well, there is a healer in town, isn't there? There's Harna, the healer who uses herbs and poultices and thingy. What am I trying to reach for? That stupid thing where they dilute stuff. There's a word for it. Never mind. How may I help thee now? Dost thou have need of healing, or dost thou wish to buy my vegetables? Homeopath, thank you. Yes, let's cure this poison with homeopathy. I have need of healing. I'm not a magical healer. Monitorians are quite suspicious of magic. I use a natural healing method which uses herbs. Art thou in need of a healer? The avatar is burning with fever. I can temporarily restore thy body, but thou art suffering from an affliction that cannot easily be cured. Such a pox may wear off in time if thou art extremely lucky, but thou canst only be permanently cured by a special ointment made from varo leaves. I charge 30 monetari, and no less, to perform mine healing. Is this acceptable? Sure. Whom dost thou wish to heal? Poggers, yes, me, the avatar. The bodily wounds have been healed. I have healed the body of thy ravagers of the ravagers of thy poison. But the effects shall keep occurring until thou art dead. Well, if the poison's going to keep working on me until I'm dead, then we could just let that happen, and the monks on Monk Isle will just resurrect me, right? Fit and healthy? Before I can permanently cure thee of this affliction. Where can I find varo leaves? These leaves are now scarce, as the varo grows only with abundant sunlight, and we have had clouded skies for many months. Go thou and see Delphinia, the horticulturist in Fawn. Perhaps she will have a supply of leaves. And what is this pox? How could I possibly have suddenly been poisoned? Thy suffering came from no accidental affliction. The venom which mixes with thy blood is not common. Who did this to the avatar? I strongly suspect that the source of thine infection is the tattoo thou hast been given. Dun 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 dun. I know that Lydia must have given thee this tattoo, yet I find it difficult to believe she would poison a stranger. Thou should have words with her, I think. All right, I'll do that. Bye. All right, we're going to Fawn. But before we do that, yes, sources of income. So, Renfrey, this guy here, he runs the crematorium, and he's said that, you know, if we should find the body of a slain pikeman on the streets, you know, obviously killed by goblins, then, thank you. Then we can, you know, reclaim the body, bring him back to be cremated, and lay the spirit to rest and what have you. And for doing this service for the people of Monitor, we will be compensated monetarily, with monetary. So, you know, if we do find some pikemen who are dead, or maybe even close to dead, we could bring them in for a reward. And we got one such person from the Knight's Test who attacked us, and we killed them back. I say, who is that? Art thou a stranger? No. Pardon me for not recognizing thee, Sir Knight. I be an old man, and mine eyesight is not what it once was. What's your name? Flame? Oh yes, we keep the fires going constantly. She said name, old man, not flame. Oh, as thou canst tell, mine hearing is not what it once was. 'Tis the roar of the fires which hath done it. I am Renfrey, Knight and Cremator. And what do you do here? What? Why, I am the Undertaker of Monitor. Didst thou not know that? I thought everyone knew that. Do not forget, Knight, that one day I shall cremate thee, over my dead body. Speaking of that, I have a body. Dost thou carry a pikeman's body for cremation? I do. Ah, place them one at a time on the trapdoor on the top of the cremator. I will pay thee after each one receives the final rites. Cool, thanks. So Dupre, just drop these down here for a second. So this is Schmed, who was in on the plan to kill us. And this is Unnamed Pikeman, who tried to kill us during the test. And yeah, let's give it a save. Yeah, let's do blah blah blah. Emulating the actual normal speed which it would take to save in this game, but it does save a lot. So you can literally build your own house. So we'll get up here. Oh, careful, Dupre, you don't want to stand on the cremator. That could be very bad for you. And yes, we'll get the body, pick it up here, and I'll pull the lever. Ow. One cremated pikeman. I say, who is that? Art thou a stranger? Maybe I should try that Texan rooster guy cartoon accent. No, I shouldn't do that. That would be terrible. Pardon me for not recognizing the payment. For thy service to Monitor and to the community of knights, I shall pay thee for thy trouble. I thank thee for cremating that once proud warrior. Oh, I should have kept track of how much gold we've got. But we've got a fair amount now. Looks like 128. Nice round number. Now, Schmed's body, although he is obviously a Knight of Monitor, I don't believe he counts. You have to only cremate pikemen. He pays 100, I believe. Yeah, it's a pretty good source of income. Just as long as you have a constant supply of dead pikemen. And I don't think you actually need to present Renfrey with the urns. You can just do the thing. Nope. Yeah, we don't have a payment option. So, we're slowly dying of a poison that seems to have been inflicted to us by Lydia. Let's go get cured before we confront her. Don't want to drop dead while possibly fighting her. Ow. Gotta keep an eye on our hit points too. Lydia, what a jerk. I know, right? No, Shimeno, I didn't want to talk to you. I just wanted to open the gate. So we don't actually have a map of Serpent yet, but I can cheat and use the F3 menu. Monitor is down here. The Sleeping Bull Inn is there. That's where the night test was. And up here is Fawn. And Fawn is its own big thing. Woo, careful. Don't get hit by lightning again. But I'll try and do all of Monitor first. To Fawn. Because we want a YOLO and everyone to be sorted when we go to Fawn proper. Oh, goblins. Guys, why am I tanking 3 of them at a time? Oh. My phone just made a noise. Time grows short, my daughter. I shall aid thee as I can. Lest I forget, we've recently made a discovery which I will blah blah blah. I don't think he actually does give me the amulet until later, but I'll try that later. It doesn't matter. Let me leave, Monkal, please. We've restored life to thy flesh, as promised, hero from another world. Now thou must continue thy quest. You know not for certain from where that will continue, but it will probably be in that pack of goblins that was tag-teaming you. Oh! Actually, he's managed to teleport us to Fawn. And some random Fawn guard has come up to us saying, there has been trouble of late here in Fawn, and here comes part of it now. Oh, please, milady, a favour. My name is Ruggs. I am a poor sailor whose visage offends the good people of Fawn, and I have been forbidden entry into the city. I have not heard from the lady I love since mine exile, and I can find no one willing to carry her word of my continuing devotion. Best public transport system. Yeah, just death warp. Please, milady, I beg of thee, wouldst thou take this letter to her for me? Sure. Oh, I knew by the nobility of thy face that thou wouldst take a pity on a wretch such as myself. That's a bit weird of you, guy. Like, you shouldn't be ashamed of how you look, and, like, you can see that the town is discriminating against you because of how you look. So why are you inferring that because I'm really hot, that I would also be a good person? Take this to Delphinia, the herbalist. Oh, happen to be going there anyway. Thou mayest find her at the greenhouse. If thou shouldst bring a return message, I will introduce thee to my shipmate, Scots, who makes maps. Perhaps his cartography would be of aid to thee. Yeah. Be careful of that one. He's nothing but trouble. Thou must state thy name and business before thou can pass, my lady. I'm the Avatar. And I am the Lady of Fawn. Thou wilt not go far with such here, stranger. What is thy business here in Fawn? I am merely visiting. Welcome to Fawn, then. Keep away from trouble whilst thou art here. We have enough to worry about, what with storms, goblins, and fellowship troublemakers. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Did you say fellowship? I should not have said that, milady. Be assured that the captain is quick with the wand of detainment. Ooh. What's the wand of detainment? The wand of detainment is a fine gift from the people of Moonshade. With the wand, the captain can capture any criminal. Keep that in mind if thou shouldst feel mischievous. All right. I guess I'll pass. Thou shouldst avoid trouble while thou art here. Yeah, we know. Bye. Just thinking, like, we were in the middle of combat back then. We can probably put our weapons away. So this is Fawn. Got some nice different architecture around it and lots of multi-level things. A bit of lore. Apparently, Fawn was meant to be much more detailed than it is at the moment. And they wanted a lot more of these kind of multi-level constructions and bridges everywhere. But ultimately, the engine couldn't quite handle it, so they had to simplify it a little bit. Hello, Delphinia, I presume. I suspect spinning the wool will be more fruitful than spinning an empty wheel. Thanks, Simino. I'm just trying to talk to the lady. Oh, this isn't Delphinia. 'Tis always an honour to serve the pikemen. I'm Alisand, daughter of Delin. I'm a weaver by trade. Cool. What do you do? I help father with the shop when he is indisposed. What dost thou wish to purchase? You can purchase a bag, a bucket, a candle, a fishing pole, a torch, bedroll, fur boots, backpack, stockings, great helm, crossbow, bolts, a sextant, or a mirror. I don't think we really need any of these. But it might be good to come back here for crossbow bolts at some point. Some other time, then. Bye. And you're, Dylan? Cannot understand why Monitorians prefer their women scarred. Forgive me, I'm forgetting myself. I'm Dylan, Fawn's provisioner. How may I serve thee, Lady Pikeman? You see, like, they're already deciding to recognize me as a Knight of Monitor because I've got the tattoo, and they don't know that I haven't actually had the feast and everything yet, so I'm not officially a one. It's nice, like, and, yeah, if I don't have the tattoo yet, they greet me differently. Can I buy different provisions from you? I provide Fawn with adventuring supplies, though I regret that my stock is not great at the moment. These storms have made the supply wagons from other cities rare indeed. What dost thou wish to purchase? The exact same goods. Although I wonder if I can, like, get a better price from him, because he's a bit forgetful. Anyway, we are on a mission. Although, interestingly, we're not poisoned at the moment. The poison will eventually come back up. There, speak of the devil. Thou dost look terrible, Poggers. I think thou hast been struck by some terrible malady. Yes, we know. Herbalist? No. I thought that it was the, ow. First building. Ow. Stop that. That we are supposed to go to in Fawn is basically the, like, the way I remember it, it was here, but I guess not. Ow. 15 hit points left. Nope, this single big island here is just for Dylan and his provision shop. And this is what? Palace. You don't need to go to the palace right now. Ow. Okay, that might be the greenhouse. I mean, it's a big garden. Okay, 12 hit points. I wonder if any of these fountains restore hit points. Not that one. Not that one. Sometimes you can get lucky with fountains in Ultima. But not these ones. Who lives here? The right place? I don't recall. Well, whoever lives here obviously has 10 Filari on them, so let's just take that in case we need to buy herbs with the native currency. And let's take some cheese. It's their fault for not being home. Ow. Okay, there's a sign. Royal Gardens. So that's not necessarily the herb place. Okay, another cool building here. No one is home. No one is home, but whoever it is has a lot of cool metal armor and money. Let's make sure we get ourselves geared up. Don't hold that in your hand, Avatar. Same to you, Dupre. Let's say You can have these. And Shamina. Oh wait, we don't have replacement leggings for you. Hold those. That, put that on. That. And sell the leather gear to the provisioner back in Monitor. Which I'll do off stream, I think, just because otherwise it's a bit much. You can equip belts, but it takes up this special belt slot that also works for sort of putting things on a belt pouch. So, I don't know, take that for now, but I prefer to have the pouch slot available. Oh, more money. Look, it's very important that the Avatar have money to do Avatar duties, and therefore this is good and honourable, that's what I'm doing. You won't get a hernia though. Yeah, it's not a bad side effect. Like, I wouldn't want to get a hernia in this game, because who's going to treat it? Also, hang on, I'm playing a woman. Anyway, we need to find a cure for this poison. So where can we go to find this herbalist? Oh, that door's locked. Ow. You see, we've got these cool bridges all over the place that lead into the palace and special areas where people get put on trial. Let's hope we don't have to see that, eh? Right, maybe it's on the west side of the city. Ow. 10 hit points. Okay, this is like the pub or something, wasn't it? Oh no, it's like a shipyard area. Welcome to Fawn. I am Great Captain Joth. Thou canst call me Joth. It's always a pleasure to meet a pikeman. Yep, how's the storms been? 'Twas a storm what ran me ship aground and took me from the sea. 'Tis fitting that these daemon storms will be the end of us all. They have taken all me old friends, plucked 'em right off the water or drowned 'em deep. Never thought I'd live to see the day when Fawn's fleet was brought low. So you had a fleet? Fawn used to be able to bring in enough fish for us and the other cities besides. Now there's nothing but a few old rowboats left. And what's worse, Lady Linda tells me that I'm to be in charge of the restorations. What restorations? Restorations, she calls it. Like there was something to restore. But draw on the reports and plans I have, as ordered. But tell me, if thou canst, how Fawn is to build ships when most of the shipwrights are drowned. Or tell me how we're to acquire the wood to build with, if these storms have us running like rabbits to a hole. And Volden sits holding the money, telling me 'tis unsafe to begin building, as if I had ballast for brains. But he doth not have to report to Lady Yolinda. I do. Cool. Need to find herbs. Herbs to cure us of the poison. I want to at least get our feast done this stream. Who are you? I'm Delphinia, yes. Horticulturist and healer. State thy business or be on thy way. I do not traffic with oafs and knaves. Cool. Well, first of all, we've got a letter from that guy outside. A letter from Ruggs? Oh, I must see it. I am adrift. I am torn to my very soul, and I know not what to do. Thou must help me. Ruggs has told me often of his love for me. In truth, 'twould be a lie if I were to say that I did not care for him. But he's so deformed, so ugly, that I know not what to think. All I have been taught tells me that Ruggs' features are the outward sign of the evil within, is I can find no trace of it. If that is wrong, what else might also be false? I am shaken to my very core, but I cannot deny mine heart. Wilt thou carry a letter back to Ruggs for me? I guess, if I'm going that way. There is no one else that I can trust such a secret to. If there be a way, some day I will go to him. You can leave the city whenever you want. Anyway, are you a healer? I'm a horticulturist by trade. What little I know of the herbs hath given me a responsibility I did not want. I curse the day that Seth refused a guard escort to do his herb gathering. Dost thou wish healing? Yes, please. I cannot heal this infection. Thou must go to Harna with the Varo leaves. Ah, yes, and on the subject of that, could I get some? Harna would not have sent thee if thou didst not have great need of the Varo leaves. I would help thee if I could, but my skills as a healer are limited. Take these leaves back to Harna quickly, before thou dost worsen. Thank you. Who was Seth? Seth was 2 years older than the heavens, and set in his ways, to be sure, but he was a fine healer. He refused a guard escort to gather his herbs. He told Jorvin it was because the guards stepped on the plants he wanted to gather, but I think he simply wanted to be able to escape alone for the while. Thou hast no idea how little life one has when thou must be at the beck and call of everyone with some imagined ill. Who's Jorvin? Jorvin is the captain of the guards. It was he that went looking for Seth near twilight when the old man had not returned to the city. Jorvin found signs that the goblins had taken Seth and led pursuit, but it was too late. From the time the guards caught the foul monsters, Seth was already in the makings for their next meal. Wow, okay. Can I buy things from you? What dost thou wish to purchase? Ah, we can buy a combination of fruits and vegetables and magic reagents, but we don't have much use for the magical reagents right now because we lost our spellbook to the storms. Another time then, milady. Alright, bye. I have to get going. It's funny, this is supposed to be the herbalist, and I guess, you know, we've got beds to lay on if you're sick. Ow. But I was told to look for a greenhouse. Anyway, let's get going. Or we fall dead. How's our hit points doing? 7 hit points. Oh, 6 hit points. Thou shouldst avoid trouble while thou art here. They say this every single time. It's such a nuisance. Bye. And I guess we can go back to Ruggs and say letter. Oh, you know what we should do? We should read the letter. Most esteemed Ruggs, I cannot forget the day I first beheld thy face, for it is never far from my mind, as thou art never far from mine heart. I will admit that to thee, though it may shame me. I cannot promise when or if we can ever be together, dear Ruggs, for thou art an exile, and I am the only healer in Fawn. I cannot dwell outside of the gates with thee, no matter how much mine heart may wish it. But some day, if the heavens smile upon us, I shall be able to cast aside my doubts and come to thee as thy love. Until then, I remain ever thine, Delphinia. Does Harna have spare beds? You'd think a healer in town of warriors would need them. A surgeon would be a good idea too. I think she does. But it's not like Trinsic from Ultima 7 Blackgate, where you've got like wounded people in bed moaning and things like that. Alright, let's go to Ruggs and tell him that, sorry, Delphinia hates you. Okay, lots of people to talk to. Oh, fellowship people. If you could all stop wandering around for a moment. I think it's this one. No. Old wench thou art, to wear a tattoo so openly. Thanks. And your name is? Second mate Kalen to ye. Alright, bye. Good riddance. Ruggs, is that you? It is. It is always a pleasure to see another Britannian at Fawn. Avatar, how may I serve thee today? from Britannia. Our ship was hired by Batlin to transport scholars to explore a new land and spread word of the Fellowship. Now, even if we wanted to return without Batlin, we cannot venture onto the sea for the fear of these terrible storms. And Batlin is where? Thou hast not heard of Batlin? He was the founder of the Fellowship movement in Britannia. He is a pious and worthy man, for all that he doth have strange companions. His description doth not much fit the Batlin we know, doth it, Avatar? Who are his companions? Batlin bade Leon stay and preach to the populace of Fawn, and left to the ship with the 3 companions, Palos, Brunt, and Deadeye. We have not seen them since, although they promise to return soon. I'll learn about them later. So, here's a letter. Oh, blessings upon thee, my lady. Delphinia knows of my love, though she is unsure of her feelings for me. As long as she hath not rejected me out of hand, I will be content to wait. Thy good deed hath given me reason to live. As promised, I will send thee to my shipmate, Scots. Scots is a fine fellow, though he often seems a bit distracted. He's a cartographer. Perhaps his maps will aid thee, though they are not as accurate as he wishes. Thou mayest find him somewhere within our camp. Why are they not as accurate? Since we do not dare stray too far from shelter, Scots cannot explore and map. He hath worked from existing maps that he received from the Fawn fishermen, so he is only sure of the accuracy of the coastline. Scots often complains that we cannot even explore by ship. None of us are happy to be stranded here. Okay, bye. I think you are Scots. Good, a new face. I am Scots, a geographer. Perhaps thou wouldst share tales of other places with me, so I might add detail to my maps. Lord British once said that I was the finest mapmaker in all Britannia. I take great care in my work. Since I have explored very little of this continent, I fear that my map is less than accurate. I would be honoured if thou wouldst accept a copy of my map. Perhaps it would aid thee in thy quest. Thank you. What tales could I share? What good is a geographer if he cannot explore and map the lands he finds? Excuse me. Right, I can go for a little longer, but let's try and get to the banquet. The storms keep me and my shipmates from taking to the sea. I ask all those who come to me for tales of distant places. There may be some truth in the telling, and I add what I can to my maps, as Gwenno suggested. Gwenno, we're looking for her. She contacted me back in Britannia with an opportunity to explore a new land. Naturally, I accepted. She was to transport some sort of obelisk here for the Fellowship, and then she was free to explore and collect all the tales she wished. What obelisk? It was abnormally heavy. Quite a chore to move it on land. Then one day after we had it safely on the shore, and Gwenno had already headed inland, there was a huge explosion. When I could see again, there stood Batlin, and the obelisk was shattered all over the ground. Huh. He seemed most upset at the time he arrived, though I suspect that it was merely a result of the disorientation from the teleportation storm that brought him here. He took several members of the crew with him and headed inland. He was looking for some black rock artifact. Mayhap it doth some connection to the obelisk. I don't know. I remember he mentioned that it was fashioned in the likeness of a snake, but that's all. Thou mightest ask Delphinia, the herbalist. I know he talked to her. Maybe later. She's a herbalist in this city, that hath been doing the healer's work ever since the goblins killed the last healer. Thou shouldst ask Ruggs if thou wishest to know more. They spent quite a bit of time together before we were cast out of the city. Cool. And why are you following the Fellowship? You know it's bad and evil, right? I can tell thee that it digresses from the virtues that Lord British set forth, but it makes sense. Talk to Leon. He's far more eloquent than I on the subject. Yeah, no. All right, we have a map. And despite... shit, I forgot his name. Despite his assertion that it's not a very accurate map, except for maybe the coastline, this is actually pretty good, considering the cheap map looks identical. Alright, so we'll take it. We don't really need to have it because, like I said, I've got F3. But it's, you know, it's equipment. And I don't think it weighs anything, really. And here's the Varro leaves that we've acquired. Let's go get cured, shall we? And yeah, it looks like Batlin had this backup plan to escape using this obelisk. So we're on the hunt now. We know Gwenno is here somewhere. Goblins. My companions could stop running off. And the goblins had nothing useful on them, hooray. Down to 6 hit points. Oh, wolves. You'd think being like a avatar, sorry, a knight of the wolf, I would get some sort of benefit, like wolves don't attack us anymore, but okay. Darn Batlin, yeah. So there's that. There's the mystery of our missing items to follow up on, one of which includes that other Blackrock Serpent. But for the moment, let's get ourselves a nice feast after getting ourselves healed. Open the gate, please. I suppose thou dost wish me to operate the gate? Yes. Stand back while I crank the winch. 'Tis heavy and dangerous. Thou dost never know when it might come down upon thine head. So rude. And yes. Get healed, confront Lydia, and then go to our banquet. And I think it's still the same day, but oh, get the cloak. Yes, we need the cloak. Ow. So maybe get healed, have a nice nap. Yeah, actually, Hana doesn't, like, she's a farmer, really. She doesn't have spare beds. How may I help thee now? Poisoned? Hello? Dost thou have need of healing? Yes. Or dost thou wish to buy my vegetables? Who did this to the avatar? Lydia, talk to her. Healing. I'm not a magical healer, yes. Art thou in need of a healer? Yes. Now that I have the proper ingredients, it is a simple matter to cure thee. Maybe you should keep some ingredients in stock, then. Hold still while I apply these directly upon thy tattoo. There, 'tis done. Thine infection has been healed. Thank you. Bye. I'm gonna just have a nap in your barn here. And heal up my hit points. Are currently at 5. Crystal ball? What crystal ball? Oh, that's decorative. Yeah, she doesn't use magic, but she has a crystal ball that's pointed at space, or the ethereal void. And it's also raining in space. I do like this song. Alright. Let's have a nap. it's currently 6:42. In how many hours shall we awaken thee, Poggers? I feel like I could go for a James Necco special of 12 hours sleep. Pleasant dreams. Rise, Poggers. It is time to continue the quest. Oh, interesting. Shimino's picked the magic sling over his bow. Oh, phew, he still has it. Oh, I get it. He's picked the magic sling over his bow because we're out of arrows. That's no good. We're gonna need to find more of those. And he's got the bag of random whatsits that we've picked up. Hello, Game Dev Jeff. Welcome in. And Dupre here has some spare armor. I'll hold on to it actually until we can spring Iolo out of jail, because Iolo might be missing some equipment as well. And if you're going to use the sling, you may as well use a shield. How does this Ultima rank among Ultimas? I believe it shares the top slot between Ultima 7 Part 1 and Ultima 7 Part 2. This is... like, Ultima 7 is like my first childhood RPG, and I grew up with it, and it's amazing. I was definitely very spoiled for having this be my first major computer RPG experience. It's fantastic. So let's see, we can go get our cloak now, I think, maybe? Or if not, we'll just have to wait a little bit longer. Glad to see thee again, milady. What may I do for thee? Is my cloak ready yet? It is not time. I must have the full 24 hours. Take care, milady. She has a very sharp knife. And I know exactly where and how to use it. Give me time. Okay. So, cloak, still being made. The game is actually keeping track of what hour of the day we requested that. But I suppose we could rummage around her house and see what stuff she's got. Not actually a whole lot that we want. Okay. What else can we do in town while we wait? We could confront Lydia, that's right. Lydia, who gave us this tattoo, which poisoned us. And there she is. Oi, Lydia, about this tattoo you gave me. So, thou hast discovered me. Yes, I poisoned thee, but I will not say at whose insistence it was done. Batlin, it was Batlin. I spit upon thee, pawn of the demon British. Thou hast poisoned Poggers for the sake of Lord British? Yes, fiend British. I hate that monster. He represents all that is evil. Since the poison has not killed thee, I see that I must do the job myself. En garde! I spit upon thee, pawn of the demon British. Phew! It's nice when you go into combat mode and every one of your party members swings at the same time and just obliterates the enemy. And did we get hurt? Looks like I didn't take any damage. No one took damage. That's great. So, let's have a look. She had a poison dagger on her, which looks like a really cool weapon, but realistically it's not. But I'm just going to take it for like my own trophy collection. And And a bag with some jewellery. I don't think we can sell jewellery in this game. Lydia the Tattooed Lady was a song in a Marx Brothers film. I did not know that, Stardrop. I guess we know where she got her name from. She's got some bandages, which, hell yes, thank you, I will take those. And some monetary, which is legally mine now. I'm kind of surprised that she didn't have some sort of letter on her saying, kill the Avatar, blah 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 blah. We could rummage around her stuff now. In fact, we could probably claim this building as our own. This is our house now. More monetary. Yep, I'll take that. Some sleeping powder. Excellent weapon. Definitely hold on to that one, Avatar. And what's this? Cloth. That appears to be very fine cloth. Perhaps thou could cut it into bandages with shears. Perhaps I could, Shimino, if I had shears available. Okay, what can we do next? It's still too early, I think, to go pick up our cloak. Yeah, feeling the effects of being a little bit woozy. We'll wrap it up pretty soon, I think. So, why don't we just wait? Like, we'll just have a nap right here with the dead body in the room. Wait another 5 hours, that should be fine. Arise, Poggers. It is time to continue the quest. It's kind of neat that in Serpent Isle, when you wake up, your companions aren't just looming over you in bed. They've clearly had a little wander around in the night. Just a little added detail there. I'm a bit hungry. Oh, okay, fine. Eat. Now, let's see if we can get our cloak. Hi. Glad to see thee again, milady. What may I do for thee? Cloak? It is ready. 'Tis beautiful, milady. What didst thou expect? Thanks. Bye. We've got this fancy wolf cloak now. Like this. And having a cloak on actually makes a difference in certain regions of this game. You need to actually dress warmly when you're going up north to the icy bits. Which is cool. I like that. Okay, so we've sorted out the tattoo. We've sorted out our cloak. We can go have our banquet now, I think. I'm hungry. That's not the banquet hall, that's the inn. We need to go to the banquet hall district. Let's look for Banquet Hall Road. Banquet. I always forget the doubled up ones. Street. Banquet Street. This is the banquet hall. Excellent, yes. Let's give it a save. And then I think my voice is failing me. I'm feeling like I could do with another nap. So it'll be a short stream today. But hey, we did a little stream and I had fun doing it. Hopefully I feel better tomorrow. Because otherwise I've had the whole weekend just feeling a bit crap. This must be the place. We shall wait for thee here. Look, everyone is here. Where's Hana? Please be seated, Poggers. Less me know. Feel better? Thank you, Dev Jeff. Congratulations on successfully completing the Knight's test. Thus thou hast proven thyself worthy of joining an elite band of warriors. In thine honor, all the commands of Monitor have sent their representatives to thy knighthood banquet. Hope you feel better? Thank you, Moody. On behalf of the bears, which, by the way, are the mightiest warriors in the land, I welcome thee to thy knighthood banquet. Aye, bears, yeah. As the leader of the wolves, which, unlike the bears, prefer to rely on our wits rather than brute strength, I too welcome thee to the ranks of the knights. And if I might say so, thou art no doubt the most beautiful knight in the city. Since thou art under my command, I expect to know thee much better in the days to come. Oh my God. Why couldn't we have been a bear or a leopard? Welcome, warrior. And I am here both as the Lord of Monitor and as the leader of the leopards. Hooray, leopards. Lucilla hath prepared this feast, the main dish which includes meat from the wolf which thou didst slay in the knight's test. Now let us eat, and as we do so, let us extend our fellowship to this new knight. Poggers, what didst thou think of the knight's test? Didst thou have any harrowing experiences? Oh, it isn't that much of a challenge. After all, thou didst survive it, Flicken. Never mind that, lout. What part of the dungeon was the most difficult, Poggers? Well, I have to say, I think the Cyclops was the most difficult bit of the challenge. Didst thou hear what she said? There are magical beasts in the knight's test. We must speak with Schmed about this. Our dungeon is strictly a test of fighting ability, no magic allowed. Poggers, we are all warriors here. It's not necessary for thee to attempt to impress us with exaggerated tales. What else didst thou see in the knight's test? Well, I saw an invisible man. Yeah, I knew he was invisible by the fact that I couldn't see him. Oh, surely thou art mistaken. Perhaps in the darkness thou didst become disoriented and imagine such an enemy. Art thou certain of thy facts? Didst thou fight a dragon as well? She is full of jests. Be still, Luther. I think something strange is happening. Tell me more of what thou didst see. Well, I mean, the explosions weren't particularly fun to deal with. But those are so easy to avoid. Perhaps thou didst not walk fast enough. If thou dost lag, the explosions will catch thee. Knights, have you been listening? Our new warrior has had a terrible experience. I'm sure there is an explanation for everything. This time I think thou art wrong, Spectre. What else did thou see in the dungeon? Gremlins. They're annoying. Gremlins? Thou art merely trying to impress us, Poggers. There aren't any gremlins in the knight's test. There must be something wrong. I shall have a talk with Schmed tomorrow. Yeah, about that, Lord Marston. Schmed decided he wanted to kill me, and I have all of this evidence to show, prove it. If half of what this knight says is true, then the dungeon keeper has been seriously delinquent in his duties. Poggers, I apologize for what has been done to thee in the knight's test. 'Tis an outrage. Schmed's dead, baby. Schmed's dead. My friend, I'm convinced thou hast been the victim of an evil scheme. Tomorrow I shall speak with Schmed personally. You're gonna have a bit of trouble with that, unless you've got a seance spell available. An outrage. Terrible news. My daughter Cantra is gone. I have looked everywhere for her. We need to send out a patrol. Goblins have struck again. I'm sorry, Harna, but if the goblins have her, she is lost. There is not an ounce of mercy or remorse within them. But the goblins did not take her. Thou canst not know any such thing. It must have been the goblins. Remember, they killed thine husband right outside the city, not even leaving a body. My daughter killed the goblins. Poor dear, we must find her, Lord Marston. Forgive me, Lord, but I too have a serious matter to put before the leaders of Monitor. Dost thou not need to rest thyself, Templar? Thou hast had no time to heal from thy wounds. I am right enough, Shazana, and I cannot rest until I have aired my concerns.
Speak thy mind then, warrior.
As thou knowest, I am the sole survivor of the patrol which the goblins ambushed when Astrid was taken. The goblins were ready for us, my lord. It could not have been by accident. Lord Marson, there is a traitor in our midst.
Dun 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 dun.
Now, I think all of this talk of a traitor in Monitor is all rather speculative. Surely no one suspects anyone at this table of being a goblin spy.
I do. Listen, knights. It does not take a wizard to untangle this skein. Who among us acts strangely, does do things in secret, and avoids his knightly duties? 'Tis him!
Curse thee, Luther. I am weary of thine insults, Luther. I am no more of a traitor than thou art.
Leave him alone, Luther. Thou shouldst stay out of this one. Thou shalt not tell me what to do. Leave him alone, Luther. Thou must make me. How about ye?
Go for his eyes. Damn thee, stop this.
Lay down thine arms, knights. Such fighting belongs on the list field, not in the banquet hall. Thy behavior has disrupted this celebration. In the interests of calming all of our tempers, I declare this banquet to be over. Poggers, couldst thou please speak to Harner about her daughter? Perhaps thou mightest have some new insights. Go home.
Wait, I haven't even eaten anything yet. Come on.
Menu.
Cool. Some people are still eating. Kaladin is. Right. Can I just swipe some food, please? Thank you. Oh, jeez. Look, this is my banquet. How am I not allowed to swipe some food from Luther's plate? Cease and desist immediately. Dost thou wish to avoid the unpleasantries of a lengthy trial? Yeah? What is thy liberty worth? It's like 6 gold? The guard? You're not a guard! Looks unimpressed by your paltry offer. Our jail is populated by some unsavory knaves. Thy freedom should be worth more than that. And this is like... It's not based on how much you stole, it's actually based on like how much you got on you. An unfortunate decision, my friend. Okay, to the death it is then, for the crime of stealing at my own banquet. Hey, Carnax, it's me, hero from another world. I kind of got into a fight at my own knighthood celebration, got killed. Could you send me back?
Time goes short, my daughter. I shall aid thee as I can.
Leave Mikhail.
Restored life to thy flesh as promised.
In a cornfield. Holding my ill-gotten ribs. Okay, well that will do it for now. I assume that the sort of chaos I've encountered there at the banquet hall hasn't messed up any scripting or plot lines or anything. Hey guys. And I still have my money, so the guards didn't take that, they just took my life. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to play that by ear. That's what legitimately, canonically happened at Poggers' knighthood ceremony there, and I'm just going to take all of this food and get the party to rejoin me.
We must press on, Avatar.
Join.
With great pride.
Why does he have a belongings menu option? I didn't get stripped of my... Oh, it could be about the bits that we're missing? Oh, okay, yeah. That might have been left over from the Knight's test. because I've already sorted out our inventories. How did you fit your halberd into your backpack, Dupre? Alright, we've got the gang back here. Oh, we can go, before we end, we can go get YOLO and end on a note of actually having everyone. Just grab some more food for everyone. I think that the party doesn't get quite so hungry quite as rapidly as they did back in Ultima 7, because we haven't been listening to people whinging about being hungry multiple times during the day. But either way, having the food key on the F key that you can just push F and automatically feed people makes things so much nicer. They got belongings when they left your party. It's meant to be when they're not in a party and you need stuff back, but it doesn't always go away when they rejoin. Maybe you didn't have to ask them to rejoin explicitly. Yeah, Star Drop Sizzle Down. I think it's left over from the Knight's test, because when I did the Knight's test, everyone kind of got some of my gear, and I had to reshuffle the inventory off stream. Wait, I'm still carrying a rack of ribs in my hand. Hey, good news. We passed the Knight's test. Please free thine own friend. There hath been a terrible mistake, milady. Blah blah blah, Enchanter, Lord Marston. Last week you says belongings to Shimino and he gave you all his stuff. Right, but I didn't necessarily say it to Dupre. So I think he still had that menu item open. Anyway, it's fine because we can grab it out of his goddamn inventory. Lord Marston, we need to talk to you about the madman that's in jail. We do know him, he's definitely an enchanter, and you need to put him to death immediately.
'Tis a pleasure to see thee, Knight Poggers. As the Lord of Monitor, I'm always at thy service.
Cool. The enchanter then?
If thou wilt vouch for thy friend's future behavior, then I shall let him go free.
Oh, no, he's always getting into trouble. I cannot vouch for his future behavior.
Very well. Keep thine eye on him. We do not want people popping in and out of our city like this. Here is the key to thy friend's jail cell. Set him free.
Hey, Spector, before I go, who do you think the traitor is?
Yes, how may I help?
Oh, we don't get to talk to him about that. Boo. We can talk to him about the enchanter.
Perhaps thou shouldst pay me, say, a fine. Yes, a fine, that's it. To pay for this rogue YOLO's misdeeds. After all, I am the city treasurer, thou dost know, so it would be most proper.
No, that's not fine. We've already got permission to let him go. Oh, and can we use K? No, we can't use K until we have the actual keyring item. Yo, you're free.
I thank thee for freeing me from this hellhole. The natives of this place are ignorant sots. Imagine thinking me to be a sorcerer. Hast thou looked in thy pack since the storm, my lady? Nothing in my backpack is as it was when Lord British gave us the list, Avatar.
I'm making a list of the strange items which the storm gave us.
Then I shall add to it.
All right, let's have a quick look at YOLO's inventory. He's not wearing a shirt. He has magic bolts, that's good. He's got a spare pair of pants, that's sometimes useful. He's got an urn with ashes, which I'm guessing is one of the items that got swapped. Let's put that in our big pile. We know that, like, a source of urn with ashes is the crematorium, so maybe one of our items has shown up there. Who knows? And where's our list? That's the evidence. My inventory is a mess. this is the stuff we started with. You're free, YOLO. And this is the stuff that we've ended up with. List of items which we found ourselves with after the storm, prepared by Shamino, with additional notes by Dupre, and further comments by YOLO, since being freed from that vile Monitorian prison cell. A pine cone, or at least it appears to be one, some sort of vase with soot inside, a strange apparatus of glass and copper, a rock, a finely crafted ring of silver of a size to fit a small woman or child, a ridiculous fur cap, some very old and worn slippers, such as might be worn in the privacy of one's home, an enamelled breastplate, suitable for ceremonial occasions, a strange blue egg, a crude brush, a bottle of ice wine, whatever that is, an inexpensive shield, sturdy and suitable for battle, a red hunk of stone, and yeah, I think the shield got swapped with Luther's shield, so we're going to need to confront Luther about that shield at some point and get that back. But that can wait till another day, because my voice is about to go, and been a bit sick lately. Could do with some more rest. But like I said, it's so nice to be able to play this game with everyone. And I'll see you again next week at the same time. So thank you everyone for hanging out with me. See if we could raid someone. Might we want to raid? I think Zeddy might be wrapping up. How about we go say hello to the G-Funk once these adverts finish and I can verify he's not like the BRB screen or something. Oh, he's doing Stream Raiders. Okay, that's great.
This is not a game.
Yes, thank you all for hanging out. Here's a raid call if you want it. Raid G-Funk. G-Funk's also been playing Ultima 9 on stream. Not today, but I think on Fridays, is it?
The character I'm going to make for myself.
So, yeah, go stick around if you want to, or otherwise, thanks for hanging out. I'll see you next week.
Kind of,
Take care.
as an homage
Goodbye.
to some of the characters that I played D&D with on the We Didn't Roll for this channel. So whilst not naming them exactly that name, and like even if it's courtesy, if it's like the moral thing to do, then I might get permission for them to make that